Hey, you there. Thank you for watching, and welcome to Force Lines Forever. Today, I have a 6v6 custom match here on the most amazing Neuroxys map generator. So let's go ahead and introduce our teams and our players, starting off with Team 1 in the west, ending with Team 2 in the east. Starting off with Team 1's northern player, working our way southward along the map, we have in forest green, a Zeros going first land as a Cybern as a 2000 rated player, and he's going first land. To his south in emerald green, we have Cavat going first land as a Seraphim. He is a 1900 in Pac-Man. Yellow to his southwest, we have in Snow White Drimmer going first land as a 2100, the highest rated player on Team 1. And again, he is a UEF. To his southwest in Light Oak Town, we have another UEF here for Team 1. It is RGBVCMG going first land as Light Oak Tan as a 1500. To his east in Chevy Crimson, another Seraphim for Team 1. It is Hatsi going first land in Chevy Crimson as a 1600. And last but not least, for Team 1 in orange, to color orange, it is Telemazer going first land as a Cybern. He is a 2000 rated. So for Team 1 side of the map, they have 2 UEF, 2 Seraphim, and 2 Cybern, which means Team 1 lacks Aeon technology. Starting off with Team 2 southern player and working our way northward, we have starting off in Imperial Gray, Trith going first land as a UEF as a 2200. To his north in Ruby Red is going first land as the one and only Aeon of the game. He is a 1600 in Rust. To his northeast is Trandan going first land as a Seraphim. He is a 2400, the highest rated player on Team 2 and in the game overall. To his northeast, we have in Snow White Milf Hunter going first land as a UEF. He is a 1600. To his west in Tropical Ocean Blue is Toka going first land as a Cybern as a 1600 as well. And rounding out Team 2's lineup to the north, we have in Stitch Blue Plunder going first land as a Cybern as a 1700. So for Team 2 side of the map, they have one of each of the factions with a dual major in UEF and Cybern technology, which means it's 1 Aeon, 1 Seraphim, 2 UEF, and 2 Cyberns. And again, as a reminder, Team 1 lacks Aeon technology. And for 12 players on the map, let's take a look at how much reclaim they have to scoop up. Currently sitting at 83,000 mass in reclaim, and that's for 12 players. Trying to do math in my head really quick. That is about 7,000 mass per play. It's a little bit under that because of, again, 12 times 7 is 84. So it's a little bit under that. But still, almost 7,000 per player is a heaping ton of mass. And a lot of it is everywhere. Like there's just mass pretty much everywhere. There's a little bit of kind of these little devoid zones. The south and northern sections, there's a couple of 1,000 reclaim along this not upper plateau, but the little tiny plateau over here. There's some on the lower section, some on the upper section. And in terms of mass point layouts, I'm cutting down the map straight down the middle. Looking at Team 2 side of the map, they have 1, 2, 3, 4 quad mechs positions. Oh, excuse me, 5 quad mechs positions, and they have 1, 2. Looks like 2 Trimex positions, and there is a ton of other one-offs in the main territory here for Team 2. So that is a lot of mass to scoop up in a short amount of time because our players need to get that eco up and running to throw stuff at one another. And I will note just on the map configuration in terms of how it looks, if you've ever seen Star Wars The Clone Wars or you've ever played the mod for Empire at War called Fall of the Republic, this looks like one of those droid assistant, like the Trade Federation droid ships that have the kind of a really weird kind of like dumbbell kind of look to them. And you have like the one essentially side of it and then the one side of it over here with the connecting part in the middle. I forget what season they're in that they show up, but I think it's maybe 5 or 6, something like. I don't think it's 6. Maybe it's 4 or 5. Anyway, doesn't matter which season. Let's go ahead and see where our players are off to in this game, in this 12v12 custom game. We do see that everybody is expanding with their engineers, especially in the main territory. But we do see that they are venturing to the middle of the map and, of course, reclaiming along the way. We do see a couple of units that try to get behind Team 2's lineup here for Team 1, but they get shot down quite quickly. We do see that Cavat and Team 1's Drimmer moving into the middle. Cavat taking a little bit of a northern position. It looks like it's going to be Drimmer in the middle here for Team 1 versus Trandan in the middle with assistance from Milfhunter from the northeast. It's going to be looking like a 2v2 in the south here between Zum and Triathlon Team 2 versus Hutzi and Telemazer. We do see, oh, nope, it actually might be a 3v2 in favor of Team 1 with RGB making his way southward. I feel like he should probably move north to obviously mirror what Milfhunter is doing. It looks like it is going to be possibly a 2v2, maybe kind of a 2v.25, depending on where Toka ends up going. He's kind of in the middle here, not necessarily on the north or in the middle, just kind of in the middle there. He's in the middle of the north and the middle, however that makes sense. We do see that Plunder is still getting some T1 P-gens up online, and he will probably make his way to the middle of the map. Units throwing plasma and shells at one another here in the south between the red players in the game. We do see a little bit more forward momentum here for Team 1 on the southern edge. T1 Mantis outbound here for Telemazer going after the engineers and now the mexes that have been built here by Team 2. And the reclaim orders have been given here by the air player, most likely of RGB, going for that 2,000 on the southern edge. We do see a couple of units outbound here pushing into Team 2's lineup from Cavat, but Milfhunter is nearby and he is intercepting those along with Toka as well, so those forces get chewed up very, very quickly. You're seeing Team 2's Splendor now pushing to the front line Trimex position over here, trying to again put some pressure on Azuros on the northern side, going after that 2,000. Is it 2,000? Yeah, it's 2,300 mass in reclaim up there to the north. Already 5.5 minutes in the game, 30,000 for Team 2 and 27,000 for Team 1 for mass reclaimed. Almost 60,000 mass. We started with 83. How much mass are we sitting on the map? About 30,000. So obviously units have died and all that stuff. But that is a heaping ton of mass already reclaimed at 5.5 minutes. There's more raiding going down here between Team 1 and Team 2. Not really a huge issue. We see a couple of units have pierced the front lines for Plunder, who lose a couple of mexes. That's 4 mass a second. 1 mex is almost finished with its upgrade over here to the north, so that's going to be another 4 mass for him per second. And that'll easily compensate for those two Team 1 mexes that he lost in that attack. Gun speed and range has been started for Trandan. Gun speed and range has been started for Azuros in the north. You see that Team 2 is a little bit further behind in the expansion area efforts. We do see that Triumph has been, again, forced back a little bit by Telemazer. And we do see, of course, RGB is holding position in the middle of the south. Range has been started on board Zum's commander. I don't see any upgrades as... Oh, nope, scratch that. We see Team 1's Drimmer going for a gun damage and range on board that commander. He is UEF. He has the ability to go for gun. He doesn't fire as quickly, but he does twice as much damage per shot. Very, of course, UEF, given the fact that they have the Perseus, and the Perseus are the best T3 unit in the game. Cannot change my mind, or at least T3 main battle unit. And I will never, ever stop singing those Percy, I don't even know what you would call it. Percy, not fanboy. Percy songs? I have no idea what I'm talking about at this point. So I'm going for a speed upgrade after that range upgrade. To be able to shoot back at these Team 1 units, trying to sit out of range and trying to deny that upgrade from happening. But unfortunately for Team 1's Hutzi, Team 2 is prepared for that. We do see gun speed and range has been started for Toka in the north. Everybody pretty much working on a gun upgrade in one form or the other. We haven't seen any upgrades here for Team 1's Telemazer or RGB or even Hutzi, so Team 2 will have the advantage in gun comms in the south. It looks like it's going to be 1v1 in gun comms in the north. We see gun has been started, finished stealth started on Azuros' commander. We see gun has been finished for Trandon. He's going for T2. He's going for a defensive position. He's just going to allow Team 1 to knock on his doorstep. and have the mass come to him, because why not? Engineers coming in to deny the build power here, to slow down the upgrade here for Trandan. The gun upgrade has finished. T2 has been started for Drimmer. They're both doing the exact same thing. They want to be in a better defensive position. They want the other to attack, essentially, which sometimes works and sometimes doesn't. Just depends on the game and the resources and the units there and all that stuff. Gun speed and range has been started for Telemazer. Roughly at the same time that Triumph has started his gun damage and range upgrade. In the south, almost everybody has some sort of upgrade on board or is going for one right now. We do see those forces from Team 1's Drimmer trying to push in and deny the upgrade for Trandan. He's already at 80%, and even if these units just came on top of him and surrounded him, he would continue that upgrade anyways. He has a couple of the Yenzian online, those hover tanks, being able to force back Team 1's actually all Team 1 forces. Team 1 force? Team 1 tech force? I don't even know how to even say that. Anyway. Gun speed and range has been started for Cavat's commander. I think that is everybody on Team 1 with some sort of gun upgrade. Nano repair has been started on a zero assist commander as well. Cavat going for gun on board Drimmer. No, Hotzi is the only one that did not go for gun first. We're going for T2, and RGB has no upgrades. The gun, and looks like Milf Hunter is the only... Oh, and Plunder. So 4 of the 6 commanders on Team 2 have gun. The other 2 have nothing. And Toka is going for his stealth upgrade as we speak. So Zeros is going to get just really tanky up there to the north and probably push back Plunder. He's kind of just playing the longer game in the early game and trying to, again, just stomp, to push in with one push instead of constantly raiding back and forth. We do see that Team 2's forces from Trandan pushing into the southwest of the middle, going right between these forces for both Drimmer and the Chevy Crimson forces of Hotzi. If Hotzi does notice, which he will, he'll move into intercept those Yenzin quite quickly with a couple of pillars in the mix here and gun and bombers here for Drimmer. T2 almost done here for Hotzi, and stealth on the way here for shield on the way for stealth. That doesn't make sense. Stealth on the way here for Zum. Nano repair has been started on Trite's commander. Everybody being very, very cautious with their comms. They're all good. Nano repair has been started for Team 1's Cabot. Is it just going to be how many upgrades can you get first kind of thing? I mean, I think the Sirens would beat you because they have 5 possible upgrades they can have. Because they can have... Actually, they can have 6 because if they go T2, T3, and then they go for... stealth, nano, cloaking, and then they go for some sort of either laser or torpedo or whatever. They can have 6 technical upgrades, which I think everybody else in the game, the Aeon can have 5 with 2 shields and 2 ranges and 1 speed. And then I think the UEF can get 5 as well with 2 missiles, 2 T2 and T3, and then gun. And then the Aeon 5. So everybody gets 5, and then the Cybran gets 6 possible upgrades, at least at one time. Granted, there's only 3 slots, but that's just how the upgrading tech tree goes. We do see that Trandan getting a nice fire base online. Would like to see some TMD. He has 1 TMD in the mix. Would like to see a couple more. We do see that TMD also built on Drimmer's side of the map, so both these players don't want to deal with missiles early on. Don't blame them there. Nano repair has been built for Toka, Hotzi, and the Zero Sets. Team 2 and Team 1's commanders. And Ras has been built for Milf Hunter. He's the only one that's gone for a different type of upgrade, going for more resources. He is the air player for Team 2, but definitely makes sense. And he's just on the front lines just to assist and hold position, not really do a whole lot. And stealth is almost done for Plunder. He'll probably go for Nano next, I would assume. You would assume. I guess not. I guess not. But Toka has Nano repair on board his commander. And a lot of Ilshi's making their kind of rounds here in the middle here for Team 2's Trend, and he's really flexing his muscles with that T2 tech. Shield almost online here for Zum. And it looks like we might see the first come action here of the game. Hotzi moving into this position. Zum has the shield on board in the nick of time. Hotzi has Nano, T2, and gun on board. And this position will not feel good here in a couple of seconds. Zui dealing with all of the PD emplacements here, going after, of course, all of the ones that Hotzi is not. Hotzi is in the yellow, has to be very careful. These Aurora do have a little bit better range than regular FAMs and other T1 main units. Hotzi is in the yellow. Again, like I said, he's in the yellow, but he has 86 hit points a second regen. He's going for kills. to get that veterancy up board. He's already at 1 star. He's almost close to a second one. Gets another double kill there and is almost at 2 star now. A couple more blazes will be killed off here with that overcharge. Kills off 4 units there. That is a second veterancy here. That's another 10% hit points, and blazes are blitzing him down. Hatsi, I mean, he's trying to kill off as many as he can. Zum trying to target that commander as well. He's just tanking all the shots and then some. And it looks like most of those units for Zum will fall back. Zum will accidentally reclaim for a brief second. An overcharge into Hatsi's face will not really deter him at all. We see those Ilshis moving in against Zum's commander. Hatsi just going after the units here. Blazes need to move in and intercept or fall back, either or. And I'm going to have to split this because in the south we see another engagement surrounding Trice's commander. He's surrounded. There's no way out of there. There he goes. And that is the first kill of the game here for Team 1 on Trice Commander. And I think that's it for Come On Come action. Everywhere else, I'll go back to this view. Good thing I noticed the mini-map at the last second. T3 gunship trying to force back Hatsi over here. And we have these Ilshis surrounding Zum's commander. Will he make it out of dodge? 3,000 hit points, a little bit more and remaining. There is an asylum that's going to protect him and give him an additional 3,500. And that will be enough to protect that commander. Hatsi is still running around the map. We have a couple of ASF outbound here from RGB to deal with that gunship. And we see all these units now outbound from Drimmer moving in, as well as those forces from Team 2's Trandon to assist with defensive measures for Zum's commander. And this position in the middle here for Team 2 has cracked quite significantly, both with the loss of Trice's commander in the south and the loss of the Trimax position here for Zum. Team 1 sitting at 713 mass income per second. Team 2 at 770 per second, which isn't a huge issue at 14 minutes, but definitely a decent amount, especially when you consider these mexes were up. I think they were T2. And, of course, the Calm being killed off here for Team 2's Strife as well. And in the north, transport laden with a Continental, with a Continental. On board is a, what is on board? Everything's moving. Is that a stealth unit? Looks like that's a stealth unit, a Cybran stealth unit. Look at that, drops the stealth unit. Yeah, that was a stealth unit. And I don't know what it tried to drop. Looks like it killed off a Mechs, or something killed off that Mechs. Looks like it actually, no, it dropped off some bricks over here to the north. Great trades here by Team 2's forces. Toka getting a transport from MILF Hunter and then sending it across the map with a Deceiver. Great play. There is a brick moving in to intercept that brick, and there are bombers dealing with that brick, but he's killed off 4 T2 Mexes. That is 20. That is 24 mass a second, not 27. And there is more bricks moving to intercept here for Team 1's Azuros. Good play. Sorry I missed it. But, of course, a Calm died down here, and one almost died as well. So hopefully you'll forgive me for missing that action in the north. Kalameza going for a nano repair. As of right now, he might go for cloaking. He might go for cloaking. We'll see. We do see those Ilshis trying to encourage Hachi to fall back, but he's back in the green. Perfectly fine. 4-star veterancy on board that commander. This is just going to help him get to 5 stars. Or at least get himself really, really close to it. Another overcharge, kill off another unit. And there's 2 remaining at this point. All those engineers are targeted. And there is now some T3 units outbound from Trandon in the middle. We do see in the middle of the map, nice little Titan running around, gets intercepted here, and he's going to get dropped on top. A brick going to get dropped on top of it, essentially. MILF Hunter going to reclaim that quite nicely. Another Titan running around the map here, going after another T2 Mechs. Another T2 Mechs gone. Looks like, well, that's a radar station. It's only a Team 1, but hey, that's something better than nothing. But you see that Cavat is being a little bit forced back here by Toka. Toka has stealth and gun on board, and gun, stealth, gun, and nano. This is the nano and gun of Cavat. Cavat sitting at 16,000 hit points, and Toka sitting at 13,000 hit points. Has to be a little bit careful. And again, he is sending some bricks at his opponent, so he'll get him some more veterancy. Overcharge will almost kill off that brick, leaving it alive, just barely at 1,700 hit points remaining. Looks like it's just going to be a little bit of a back and forth, probably favoring Team 1 ever so slightly. We do see some sniper bots online and a couple of T3 mobile artillery units as well for Cavat. And Hatsi is defeated by Zum. Looks like he just went for it and was killed off. Also, we see a lot of Harbingers nearby. It looks like it was just too much damage to take. Definitely unfortunate. Apologies for missing that. But it is now a 6v6 tie, sorry, a 5v5 tied up game here. at almost 17 minutes on the clock. And now Toka is getting bared down, getting run down. I wouldn't say run down because he's still holding. So getting bombarded by units outbound from Azuros, now under the control of Kavat because he's right here. Tickle cannons coming online here, and more of them all the time here for Toka. Looks like Toka's just going to take the loss and retreat. T3 artillery with snipers as well. It's not a good combo here for him, and he's just going to have to retreat for the time being. It does leave Plunder's main expansionary base in the north kind of undefended besides its commander. Azuros could take the opportunity, but looks like, again, he gave most of his forces over to that attack in the north. And now with the death of Hotzi in the middle, Team 2's Zum and essentially Team 2's southern line can breathe a little bit more easily, because most of the momentum going in Team 1's direction was from Hotzi, who was really propelling a lot of the attacks in the south. T3 artillery forcing back Drimmer. Drimmer trying to hold off with some T3 Ravagers, but some Othams have made their way in close range, and that PD emplacement is gone. Looks like it's some artillery creep here for Trandan, getting some shields online as well to protect his investment. More and more Othams being thrown at this encounter. Team 1's Drimmer now at almost 3-star veterancy, and some spearheads are online using that little hill to protect himself. It's a little hole, and that yellow dot pretty much fills that hole. But I don't know why that's there. But sorry, Azuros, says Toka. What? Oh wait, what's going on? Does he have to? Did he have to go for Control K or something, or for connection or something? Maybe there was an attack from Azuros. I have no idea what that's about. And we see that artillery again constantly bombarding this base here for Toka. He hasn't given up as yet. He's kind of fallen back, gone back in shield coverage. But Kavat is not letting him stay here. Team 2's Plunder tries to intercept, but there's just not really any way for him to move in. Looks like Plunder going to take the advantage of Azuros and the rest of those forces for him gone and move in and go kill off that Trimex position. All this is going to do, though, is encourage Azuros to fall back, and it puts Plunder even further in Team 1's territory, so he has to be very careful with how long he stays there, especially with it being almost 20 minutes on the clock. Things down in the south have pretty much coalesced here. It kind of get to a new normal, I should say, with the death of Hatsi. Othams intercepting some Harbingers, and Team 1 has a little bit more bleeding to patch up here on the northern side of that, the southern side, but Zum is going for an advanced range upgrade on board, so the amount of aggression coming out of Team 2 is a little bit less just because he's on that upgrade for the time being. The amount of T3 and T2 artillery is a little ridiculous here for Trandan. T3 mobile, T2 stationary. Look at all those yellow dots just running across the map. There they go, going after those Perseus. Ooh, well, they survive. Barely, but they survive. We do see some artillery coming in from the north here from Team 1. Looks like maybe they were missiles. I don't know what they... Oh, were they the spearhead? Maybe they're spearhead missiles. That would make more sense if we were moving. And that artillery creep is just devastating here for Team 1's Drimmer. He just cannot get a shield to just stay online just because of all of the massive amounts of artillery raining down on top of them. And that upgrade is almost done in the south. Team 2's Plunder tried to engage. Doesn't look like he got very far. Azuros intercepts some of his forces. We get a little bit more veterancy, and it looks like it's just going to be Azuros and Plunder. Both of them have the same amount of upgrades. One of them has one more veterancy, that being Plunder. But that is it. Advanced range is complete on Zum's commander. 20 minutes and 22 seconds on the clock. Team 1 and Team 2 have both lost a player. Hotseat being the latest kill, or latest death, and Trith being the first one of the game. Team 1, 5 players left. Team 2, 5 players left as well. Map control, I'd say it's about 50-50. It's very fluid in the north and the south. It's a little bit less fluid in the middle, so maybe 51% Team 2, 49% here for Team 1. But of course, let me know down in the comments who you think is going to currently win this game. And of course, if you haven't done so already, like the video and subscribe to the channel. Thank you so very much for watching to this point in the video. And hopefully you will continue to watch to the end of the video. And of course, share this with everyone, especially your pets. I'm saying this really fast because in the north, we're seeing attack outbound from Plunder against Zeros, which kind of just ends up in the loss of a couple bricks, and that's it. All of my speedy talking there to try to see what's going on between these two players kind of just amounts to, yeah, they just killed some bricks on both sides, and that was about it. Looks like Azuros is pushing, and once again, Plunder almost at 3-star, Azuros now at 2-star. There's just a lot of back and forth there on the northern side. Team 2, again, just constantly, ever so slightly, war of attritioning, moving westward across the map. It's slow, but if he's slow about it, he can easily just, okay, kill off these group, then kill off this group, then kill off this group, then kill off this group, then we'll build here, then we'll kill off this group, then we'll build here. In the artillery creep, there's probably a little bit of PD creep in there, tiny bit, not too much. T2 radar should be upgraded to T3, especially being in the almost direct, middle of the map, not direct, but the exact middle of the map. We do see that Azuros is taking some fire from a bunch of bricks, and Azuros pushed a little bit too far forward into Plunder, and there he goes. Team 1 loses Azuros on the north. We see that Cavat is pushing on the north side of the middle here against Milf Hunter and Toka. Toka hiding underneath that shield coverage, but that is not going to hold it for very long. Snipers piercing that shield, going after all the PD, or at least taking out the shield capacity, and all those PD just don't have the range to go after those forces. Brick's going to try to go after those sniper bots, and it will kill one of them off, and they'll kill another one off. And Cavat trying to intercede for his forces, unfortunately isn't able to save all of them. Artillery raining and killing off the radar. That's got to hurt, but there's another radar down here. And those bricks, again, trying to go after all of those sniper bots. There they go. Toka pushing in as well. I don't think that's advisable, given the fact that there are a lot of T3 units. Lightning tanks also nearby. Cavat's commander's right here. And I think Toka might have just made a mistake in pushing a little bit too far forward. There's blood in the water here for Team 1. Cavat is actually just going to ignore the sense of blood because I guess he wants to, but he's also dealing with an attack from Plunder all the way in the north. And again, like I said a couple minutes ago, he's not super deep in Team 1's territory, but he's far enough to where it is a long walk back to any sort of shield array. So either he sits here and he builds here, or he's dead at some point. Either it be 2 minutes or 5 minutes. He doesn't either fall back right now or build a shield base. He is DED. SMD says RGB. Does that mean Team 2 has a nuke somewhere? No. Oh, nope, there it is. Nuke is almost loaded. That SMD is not going to do anything here for Team 1. And again, it is a 4v5 in favor of Team 2. Why not keep right-clicking me? Why not keep... What? Why not keep right-clicking me? What? Why not keeping right-click me? I don't know what that means. Are you talking about pings, maybe? No, because you would see that. I would see the pings, so I don't know what he's talking about. Scout says trend in. Anyway, Omni sensor online as well will give Team 2 a huge amount of intel. And Chicken is online for him as well. He can see the entire map. No question about that. There is no yellow. Is it yellow or blue? I think it's yellow. Edge of the map that he cannot see. Team 1 has their own Omni, and in contrast, you can see that's RGB's. Oh, sorry, it is blue, so a tiny section in the northeast you can't see. Everything else, and a tiny bit of the southeast you can't see. Chicken online, actually, sorry, online there. And Monkey online to the north. Chicken fight, chicken fight. And that chicken here from Team 1 will be just eviscerated by Team 2's chicken. The chicken for Team 2 will gain a little bit of efficiency. The Ion Stone will activate. Team 1, do you have any sort of other counter to that? They have the Monkey Lord in the north. Looks like he was going to send it against Plunder, but decides against it. That artillery is just punishing here for Team 2. Nuke is loaded, and that chicken does die here for Team 2. Ion Storm will kill off the rest of those bricks and Authams. Definitely unfortunate. That puts this group of mass not necessarily in Team 1's territory, but pretty much in their yard. Nuke is outbound. Is it going for the... It's going for this grid here for RGB VCMG, and that is going to go down, unfortunately, here for him. Is there an SMD that might cut it off or destroy it? No. There's one. Oh, there's one right here. It's not going to load in time. Sorry, RGB. But he did build it away from his main base, so at least if it does go up, which it is going to go up, at least he still has an SMD. Looks like he has a secondary air grid down there anyways, but boom. Kills off the T3 air headquarters. Doesn't kill off as many mexes as I thought. Only 2 of them die, but again, the P-Gens and the mexes, the two mexes, the P-Gens, and the air headquarters is just the main goal of that nuke, so that nuke did accomplish its goal. 31,000 isn't a lot when you consider a nuke. When I've seen 30,000, sorry, 40,000, 60,000, 80,000. I think I've seen 100,000 with one regular nuke, but it's still, it's not bad. It's definitely worth the price in terms of paying for the nuke versus, you know, what it killed off. Plunder pushes far forward. Cavat sees him and goes, oh, hello, Plunder. How are you doing? Cavat sitting at 20,000 hit points, 5-star veterancy. Plunder sitting at 18,000 hit points, almost 5-star veterancy. 100 hit point second regen versus 102 for Cavat. And that Monkey Lord is going to chase down that comm of Cavat. Cavat going, sorry, that Monkey Lord is going to chase down the comm of Plunder. And Cavat is definitely feeling the pain here with all these bricks moving in to protect their leader, their commander of Plunder. Unfortunately, that Monkey Lord will pierce through that brick wall quite quickly. And of course, it already is that 2-star veterancy, so 20% more hit points on board. And half that brick wall is gone. There's more bricks that Plunder can fall behind. All these bricks have to do is just kind of just go after the Monkey Lord, and they should be fine. Oh, and Plunder's in range of the laser, though. Oh, Plunder, no, you shouldn't have turned around. There he goes. Oh. Ooh, that's gotta hurt. Ooh, he should have just kept going. He just kept retreating. I know he probably tried to want to overcharge it, but the laser was still in range of that barely. And that was it. Team 2 loses another player. It's now a tied-up game here at 4v4 at 26.5 minutes on the clock. Haven't seen a lot of air fights here. At least I haven't noticed any air fights. Team 2's central player of Trandan is just punishing Team 1's Drimmer. Look at this. Just constantly shoving T1 mobile artillery, T3 mobile artillery, T2 stationary artillery in Team 1's face. Gunships online for RGB, trying to slow this down. Another chicken online now for Cavat. We do see Drimmer has a Fat Boy, but that Fat Boy is now in range of that chicken. And Drimmer's going, just going, getting out of range of the chicken. Oh, the T3. The T4 land factory going to provide a little bit of cover with some more some more parashield. That's the word for it. Mobile shields protecting that experimental. But the SMD, that's got to hurt. That SMD is down. We have more units to the north here from Trandan, just forcing his way forward any way he can, either to the north or to the middle. He's not going south as of yet. There's a lot of forces down here for both Team 2's Zum and Team 1's Telemazer. Chicken versus Colossus and a Fat Boy. It will only go Team 2's way unless Team 1 can get those units in close. There are a decent amount of bricks and Authams in the mix. Decent choice of tech here. Lots of hit points. There's essentially mainly fire rate in this. You have the dual fire modes of the Autham, the triple fire modes of the Chicken. Lots of T3 shields. I love that. Shielding all these bricks, adding, again, 10,000 per shield to the mix in hit points. That is pretty dangerous. And those units aren't staying still. They're moving. Look at this. They're moving back and forth constantly, not allowing any sort of missiles to just kind of rain in and kill off units. Trandan has kind of slowed down his push a little bit. Chicken is now in line for him once again. AA being blasted by long-range Fat Boy fire. Drimmer builds another experimental. What is it? Because if it's not another Fat Boy, what is it? Unless he got control of something else, which I don't... Oh, no, he did. Yeah, he got control of the Chicken. Okay. I wish that wasn't a thing that, like, this player built an experimental. It's like, yeah, I got added to his roster. He didn't build it. I bet that's kind of hard to kind of program in, but probably a way to do it. It'd probably be annoying, but there probably is a way. Chicken online here for Cavat as well, and a monkey on the north. Looks like it's just going to be 1v1 in the north now between... Looks like Toka has taken over those duties here from Plunder's demise. Toka and Milf Hunter just kind of hanging out over here in the middle. Another nuke is outbound here from Milf Hunter, speaking of which. And he's going to launch that over here. That SMD is down. It's not going to load in time. It was rebuilt. It's going to be out of range of the nuke. Looks like there could have been an artillery built there, but it's not going to be built there anymore. I don't agree with the placement of this nuke, though. It's going to kill off the T3 land headquarters, which is nice for delaying your opponent from building T3 units, but all they have to do is just put a bunch of engineers on a factory and go T3 land or T3 air or T3 navy, and there it goes. It's back up. It's only a delay. It's not necessarily a crippling effect. RAS being built here by Drimmer's commander. Get some more, eco underneath his belt. He's going to kill off 4 Mechs here. Actually, excuse me, 5 Mechs here. So I guess 5 Mechs plus a couple P-Gens and the T3 landing quarters. That makes it a little bit more worth it. Cuts the eco of Drimmer considerably. Now he's only at 78 mass a second versus his opponent of Trendan at 400. Nuke has now officially killed off 91,000 mass. I think that was the second nuke. So second nuke was better than the first nuke. I think that was the second nuke. I don't think it was the third nuke. I think it was the second nuke. So 60,000 mass versus the 30,000 mass. Gotten a double return on his investment via the first one. You see air grid being expanded in the southwest here for RGB underneath some SMD and shield coverage. Going to re-expand over here as well. I do like the fact that he's keeping these two groups separate just in case of any sort of huge cascade effect from artillery or whatever the case may be. And it also just, again, spreads out his structures a little bit more. Doesn't have just a huge cluster of air structures. And I would like to point out that P-Gen not lined up. That's annoying to look at. I don't have ADHD, or at least I don't think I have ADHD entirely. I've definitely have some tendencies for sure, but it's not. I would reclaim that and rebuild that just because it's annoying. Large T3, T1, couple T4s moving in here from Trendan. Once again, now going after Cavat, actually ignoring Drimmer's forces. This artillery unit of the Fat Boy just ripping apart all the units inbound. 1 chicken in defense. Sorry, 2 chickens in defense. Cavat needs to just not move this chicken and keep it here, because we do see that Drimmer sent the chicken that he got from Cavat over here to protect. It does look like, nope, that chicken is not going to turn around. We do see that Cavat's actually going to move in as well underneath some PD protection. We do see just 2 chickens via 1 isn't going to go Team 1's way. Fat Boy and mobile T1 artillery just ripping through everything down here. More and more Ravagers being built for that extra range versus T2 PD. We do see that chicken's going to stop this advancement a little bit here for those blue chickens hit for Team 2. We do see that the chicken from Cavat kills. Oh yeah, there are units inbound here for me, or on me. And Overcharge will kill off a chunk of hit points for that Ythotha. And that Ythotha chicken, the first one is dead. Second one is about to be in range of that comm. Cavat's like, I gotta go, see ya, bye. I did my job, see ya, bye. Second chicken is gonna go down. Nice grab here by Team 1. That is another set of chicken wrecks here for Team 1 to scoop up. I don't know if they got the one over here earlier on, but they're gonna get that one now with 3 chickens, being one of them built by Team 1. But again, they'll take the mass. Better than they have it than the other players had it. Never mind. Oh, Transport got hit by some AA fire, and the chicken being lasered by that Toka cloaking commander. There isn't an Omni sensor on board any of the experimentals in the game, so Team 1 either needs to get some spy planes or they need to get a Omni sensor online. ASFs are moving in. Toka getting tons of value out of that laser, and Crab moving in intercept as well. That chicken will go down. I don't think the Ion Storm can target him unless he is seen. We'll see in a second. We do see pings going down from RGB. Units here from Team 1 do get killed off in the blast, unfortunately. I think they got killed off. Let's see what it looked like. And the monkey doesn't get very far into Toka's base. Toka looks like he will hold on for a brief moment. They're trying to ground fire. No, they're just going after the brick that's right next door. And Team 1 will see him for a brief moment, but it's far too late. The ASF came in way too late. Unfortunately here for Team 1, that attack gets repelled pretty much just by Toka, but again assisting with Crab and other defensive forces. Team 1 has control of the middle north here. Team 2 has control of the middle south and the middle. And the map control again is in Team 2's favor. Attack also outbound here from Team 2, speaking of which. Moving in from the east for Zum's forces. Colossus being beaten down by some artillery. 2 Fat Boys online. No shields on board. I think some power issues are going down on Zum's side. So this shield is back online. That one's going to be up online here pretty shortly. And these forces will continue to just hunt that Colossus. Colossus looks like it's going to go after this base over here. SMD is under threat. And Team 1's got to build something to counter that nuke here from Team 2. It is almost loaded once again, speaking of which. Team 1 air factory is being built as well for Milfunder. Don't know why he's going for a bunch of just T1s, but maybe he just wants air scout spam, maybe? That's what I would assume, given that kind of configuration, and they're all just T1s. Armies here for Team 1s. Telemesa just get sent in. They're trying to kill off the 2 Fat Boys. They probably will get one of them. There's a lot of spam engineers to distract some shots here for Team 1's army. Kind of acting as some cannon fodder. SMD, says MILF, Hunter. Oh, sorry. He's pointing out all the SMDs for Team 1. Colossus trying to go in for that SMD. Harbage is also targeting it. Chicken and all those units need to blitz it down quite quickly. Shield is going to go down. SMD, the parachute of the T3 mobile comes in at the last second and saves the SMD. Good micro here by Team 1's. Telemazer saves his SMD and probably saves his base if it wasn't for that, because that nuke is loaded most likely by now, and it's going to launch. Well, maybe. No, it's not. Okay, fine. No, you take that. What? No idea. There has to be some conversations in like Discord or something, because I feel like it's like half a conversation going on in chat. We do see that those bricks are moving in, surrounding those, or just moving into those Fat Boy locations. Engineers being ripped apart as well. This Fat Boy will go down. Second Fat Boy will most likely go down. It's too late to retreat at this point there. Unfortunately, they're 2 Fat Boys. This one's like, oh, I probably should have left. And yeah, you probably should have left like a couple minutes ago. Will it get underneath the shield enough? Shield is down anyways, doesn't matter. There goes the second Fat Boy. Kills off a couple of artillery emplacements as well with its crash, air quotes, with its death clone. Is it death clone?
Strategic launch detected.
I know they're called death clones in other games. I don't know what they're called. I mean, because it's just a reclaim. Like, it's just a wreck, I guess. I don't know if they're classified as death clones or not. Because I guess a death clone is there's still animation. At least, and that's how it is in other mods and other games, where it's like a unit dies and then there's like an animation of the unit dying, essentially. And it's usually a lot longer than a couple seconds. Nuke is outbound. SMD is going to shoot it. Oh, no, it's going to drop short. And will it kill off the crab? Yes, it... no, I think it got singed just bare. Nah, I don't think it got singed either. Team 1's experimental expansion in the north. We even seen a Fat Boy outbound from Drimmer, not even gifting that over to Cabot, which I think he just should. But he's just pumping out shields, protecting that Fat Boy over there in the north. Team 1, you got to have something else. Artillery now landing on Team 1's side of the map. Outbound from Team 2's Toka, it looks like. Second artillery has been started for him as well. And I don't see anything else spicy here for Team 2. More P-Gens back there for Zum. He's fixing his power issues. And we have the attack in the south here from Team 1's Orange Forces of Telemesa versus the Rust Forces of Brandon. We do see that one chicken will kill off another chicken, but the Iron Storm will kill off that chicken. And then this chicken will be shot at by these 2 chickens. And these bricks will shoot at that chicken. And then that chicken will die. Sorry, this chicken will die. And then this chicken will kill this chicken. I'm saying chicken a lot on purpose if you haven't figured that out by now. I see no artillery except for the one being built by Drimmer. We see a satellite also online here for Team 2 going after PJ. Actually, no, excuse me. 2 satellites online here for Zum. And T3 is being built by RGB's commander as well. No artillery online as of yet. More and more shields being built as we speak here for that artillery emplacement. Second nuke online, and it is loaded already. The only thing I don't like is it's right next to both of the Novaxes. Not the best placement there. Just want to point that out. Putting a P-Gen next to something that isn't really... Yeah, it's not great placement. Nah, I would highly recommend not doing that. But again, build power, you have to move them over. I get that. But still. And Team 1's land army, all they got to do is push into this position and all this gets blown up. Nuke is almost dual loaded as we speak. He's got to fire one of those at some point. It's worse. It's bad when you have one nuke loaded and you don't fire it and it gets destroyed. It's really bad when you have 2 loaded and it doesn't. Neither of them get launched and it gets destroyed. And then it's obviously the worst thing if more than 2 are loaded and you still don't fire it. Well, not fire it, but it gets destroyed before you can fire it. Let me clarify that. Because you can stock up on 5 nukes, but still. You probably should fire one of those at some point. Looks like build power has been being reclaimed as we speak. A lot of Team 1 engineers Not necessary. Paragon, careful. Says Plunder. That is not. I like Trith. That is not a Paragon. Well, thank you. Thank you, Trith, for literally spitting the words right out of my mouth. Sometimes I'm able to predict things maybe a little too on point. Toka pushing forward with his cloaking commander. There are 2 crabs and a FAF boy nearby. Does Team 1 have any sort of Omni support in terms of some spy planes or even just an Omni sensor? I don't see anything. That comm of Toka will just run around the map. Team 1, they don't see him. There's nothing over here that can detect Toka's commander. The only issue is, of course, is that if Toka dies, that all this probably gets gifted over to Milf Hunter, and then his eco goes up to more than 1,000 mass per second, which is a lot. Pings do go down. Scout, please, says Cavat. He knows that the comm's over here. Once the comm is seen, that's it. Chicken run into an Ion Storm. Highly would not recommend that. There's a chicken down here, and that got the crab moving in to go after that. Ooh, one more shot. Oh, nope. Crab gets out of range just barely. And that crab is at 15,000 health as well. Artillery is online here for Team 1's Drimmer, getting more shields as we speak. And the artillery now... No, where is the artillery? Oh, the artillery is landing over here, I bet, going after the air grade 4 RGB. And some of it is shielded, of course, and some of the shields have gone down. You'll also see the satellite support for Zum moving in to assist with dealing with those shields. And again, Zum, if he defends this, you know, his... I don't know. I feel like if he's able to defend this, his team might win. Might. Just because his 2 lasers are doing a lot. His 2 Novaxes are just chewing through all the shields. They're keeping him offline, essentially. And artillery comes in and does more damage. The artillery is done, says Trith. Question mark, question mark, question mark, says Plunder. Oh, there's a chicken down there. And there's a Colossus moving in near his sept. That chicken is not going to get anywhere. ASFs all move south. We have not seen a really big air fight as of yet. At least I haven't seen one myself. There's probably been one, I just haven't noticed it. And again, land invasions to the north. We have possible land invasion to the north and the south right now. And I think I'm going to split the screen at this point so we can watch both of these land incursions at the same time. Nuke landing right in front of that land army. And the question is, will it be... Oh, the Nuke might get a chicken. It might get 2 chickens. Oh, it's a short travel distance time. Nuke is outbound. We'll kill off 1 chicken. Another Nuke launches here from Team 2. Second artillery is also online here for Team 2's Toka. Where's that second Nuke going? It's going to the north, going after this land army. Look how I split the screen, and I'm just looking at both of them. And this attack gets repelled. This attack is going to get repelled as well. It does launch in the middle, so these all these engineers, all these AA units are going to take the brunt of that. And the chicken is moving in. Toka's comm has taken a beating, but he's fine for right now. I think I can end the split because there's really nothing else going on. Still no air fight as of yet that I have noticed. Chicken going after Toka's commander. They do see him. Team 1 see him for a decent amount of time. All they need to do is kill him off, but Toka's getting out of range. The chicken needs to keep chasing him down. Megalith's moving in to assist as well, going after that commander. He's sitting at 38,000 hit points total. He's trying to hide around that crab, but that crab is proving a hindrance here. Laser opens up on the chicken, and there he goes. Toka is defeated. That artillery is going to be next. There's a chicken inbound here from Toka as well, but it's not going to save him in time. That chicken will die. That crab will die. And chickens inbound here from Trandan intercept those crabs, and that'll be enough to stop the crabs from going after the artillery. Definitely unfortunate for Team 1. They got sandwiched there. We see the satellites going after the SMD coverage as well as going after the artillery emplacement. Looks like they switched targets for the SMDs. There are multiple SMDs, so that's going to be a little bit more time to chew through all those. Bricks moving in, trying to go after those P-gens, but there's not enough units here. There's a lot of PD being built. The shields are offline. Artillery needs to come in and kill this off. Shields are falling and being taken offline. P-gens being focused in. If they kill... Oh, it's being reclaimed, so no, it's not going to blow up. Definitely unfortunate here for Team 1. The micro on board Trandan is just enough to be able to deal with that. And artillery is targeting this emplacement, not the artillery here for Team 2. Oh, that was definitely unfortunate. Probably would have gotten a lot of engineers as well with a couple of those shots, but the time has passed, unfortunately. It looks like the artillery did switch targets, but It was too late on that front. 41 minutes on the clock. Team 1's got to have something else up their sleeve or it's not really looking good for them. More chickens. I mean, that's only going to do so much, though. Starting tactical missiles, says RGB. He might go for telebility. And second artillery has been started by Drimmer as well. And a lot of reclaim here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 crabs. One chicken. 1 monkey. Obviously 2 more crabs. ASF's just sitting here. Are they going to engage? They're right there. RGB, are you going to engage those ASFs or not? There's not a lot of AA nearby. I mean, the question is, does he have more? It's 250 for Team 1. And Team 2's MILF Hunter sitting at 250 as well. So essentially it's the same amount of ASFs for both teams. They just don't want to engage. And Team 1 is now in the lead with comms left alive at 4v3 with the death of Toka, dropping Team 2 to 3 comms remaining. And 5 experimentals pushing down the front line here for Team 2. This might be not the best move, considering there's a lot of defenses here, both Fat Boy and Chicken-wise. That is 1 chicken that has died. Ironstorm will activate, kill off a couple of units. 1 Colossus will die. It's not getting out of there anytime soon. And that was not the best idea. Look, 3 more Colossus make it out of range, but focus this with artillery. I mean, you took out this air grid and it's almost rebuilt. You're going to target this one now. And the satellites are now retasking onto this position, going after the artillery here for Team 1's Drimmer. And they're keeping the shields online, but just barely. Shielding for Team 2 is holding. There's only 1 artillery shooting at it right now, so it's not actually that bad. Looks like the nuke was taken out at some point. Either that or reclaimed. I feel like that's more of a reclaim thing. I don't know. I don't know. I don't think... Oh, there is a mechs down, so maybe. Oh, no, maybe that was an artillery shot. Excuse me. But I don't see any evidence of that. Interesting. Anyway. Down here in the south, emissary being built here by Zum. He has 2 satellites and a nuke. What more can he want? He's loading another nuke as we speak, so he's going to have 2 in the clipper pretty shortly. Looks like those those storks were trying to go after that chicken, and the chicken goes, "No, I'm good. I'm just going to leave. Okay, bye." Just telling me as they're running on the map, being a little cheeky guy. T1 spam in the middle here for Trandan. And at this point, I feel like maybe Team 2 isn't focusing as much on ending the game as they probably should. They have 2 artillery, 2 lasers. They have, of course, the 1 emissary, which, to be fair, by Zum, is being built very quickly. It is very, very quickly being built. He's focusing most of his eco on that. And the second artillery is now online here for Team 1's Drimmer. He's trying to keep that 1 shield online. A couple of T3 shielding up here have lost the energy capacity. They have to regen it to get it fully back there. 1 goes down, but 2 pop back online. And that is not going to go good here for Team 2's side of the map. Looks like the nuke is the target here for Team 1's artillery. It's going to land right on top of that pigeon. Kills off the nuke and the pigeon, and one of the 2 satellites will breathe a little bit sigh of relief. Second shot will miss. Scathis, says Toka. Team 1 has built a Scathis that completely ignored Cav. I was probably thinking, they're not doing anything. They're not doing anything. And somebody in chat and comment sensors like, they're building a Scathis. Go look at Cav. Go look at what's going on up there. And that Scathis is online. And I think Team 2 might have lost the game now. I mean, there's only so many, so much shielding. You can build shielding to withstand a Scathis barrage, but I mean, can you withstand it for eternity? No, probably. I mean, maybe, depending on how much build power and shields you have already. But that capacity is going to go down very, very quickly. Oh, look at all the chunks being blasted off. If Team 1's Drimmer's artillery focuses on this, it might be enough to pierce the shields. And the shielding is holding here for Drimmer. He's assisting that 1 shield right here, keeping that dual artillery base online, focusing Team 2's, all of their attention right here, essentially. Is there a 3rd artillery I don't know about? No, it looks like it's just the 2. And those forces are moving in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 chickens, 1 crab, 2 crabs. ASF fight happens over here. They're going after that Scathis, and the broadswords are inbound. I think I might have to restate my whole comment about Team 1 winning this game. There's not a lot of AA in the mix. That Scathis is going down. The gunships can get underneath the shielding. And Team 2 has secured, sorry, Team 1 has secured the skies. The gunships, oh, they pierced most of the shielding. Oh, and this Scathus is alive. My presumption about Team 1 winning and then being shattered by Team 2's gunships is then shattered by Team 1's defensive measures with the ASF. Team 1's, the one and only air fight that I think happened in the game happens, but there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 chickens and 2 crabs moving in. That Scathus got to move. That Scathus got to move immediately. You got to move that thing. That thing is dead. Oh, no, that's way too late. The chickens are already in range. It does not matter. It is like, okay, I'm gone. See ya, bye. It's going to try to get out of there, but one chicken spots it. Oh, go, 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 go. Oh, the chickens, they're moving in. This one slowed down ever so slightly. This Ion Storm will take out one of them, but they're focusing on the Scathus. There it goes. And there it goes. Did it do enough damage on Team 2 side of the map? No, it did not. The shielding does hold. Man, it was Team 1's going to win with that Scathus, and then Team 2's going to destroy it with the gunships, and then Team 1 defends that, and then Team 2 goes chickens. And Kabat's commander is being trying to be located as we speak, but it looks like it's being heavily defended. Unfortunately, though, that is a lot of mass on Team 1's side of the map, though. That is a heavy amount of mass. The artillery base is still online here for Drimmer. Team 2's artillery base still online. Emissary is almost online. It's in the green, but unfortunately, the other chickens in the south have come in. They've killed off the other the other Novaks, and that emissary does not see the light of day. Chickens, 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 and more chickens. I feel like chickens were the main attraction here for this game. And there goes that emissary, done and dusted. Team 1 has air supremacy, and we might see some either control Ks or some evacs at this point. The base for Zum is gone, done and dusted. Artillery now going after Trandam. They're just ignoring the artillery base up here. They just don't care anymore. And then chickens being focused down here by those gunships from RGB. And that's, again, even if Team 2 stays in the game for maybe 10, 15 more minutes, that's game-ending worth of mass up here. You know, just considering the fact, of course, this looks like the Scathus wreck actually either got destroyed or something. I don't see it anymore. It used to be right about here. But we see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 chickens. That's, you know, so much mass. Those are a lot of red numbers on the map. Currently sitting at 647,000 mass. That is over 500,000 and climbing as we speak. I don't know if we'll see 1 million. I don't see a lot of games with 1 million mass on the field, but there are those games that do happen. Trandam's comm is in range of the chickens, and pigeons are being focused down. Chickens trying to intercept these 2 chickens. It will not go anywhere, unfortunately. And Trandam trying to build up some PD to protect himself in his base, but unfortunately, it is not going to be enough. Kavak cancels his T2 upgrade. Looks like he was trying to build that, but doesn't want to get caught by that crab. And it is now a 4v2 game in favor of Team 1. And the chickens win the game for Team 1. And this push from Telemazer is just, that's it. That's all they needed. Just one solid push straight from the south up through the middle. And it's going straight for that air grid. Artillery landing near MILF Hunter's comm. A couple of engineers get singed by that artillery. Bill and Nuke landing over here, probably by Team 1's RGB, I would assume. Yep, that's RGB's commander. And artillery is still landing at this artillery base here for Drimmer. It's still holding, and Zum Control K's, his base was essentially destroyed at that point. It is now a 4v1, the sole survivor of Team 2 as of right now. The last man standing, I should say, not sole survivor, I should say, is MILF Hunter. Ecos 1.9k versus 1.2k here for Team 1 and Team 2 respectively. And it's not looking good. There we go. And I put my mouse over his comm and he control Ks. He's like, nope, I don't win this game. Those chickens are inbound. And there's a lot of SSUs over here. They're RAS presets, but they do some damage. But that is the game, folks. 48 minutes and 40 seconds on the clock. And Team 1 wins this game. I think MVP, I mean, there's a couple people I would pick. It's hard because it's not necessarily what Drimmer did specifically with the artillery staying online. A lot of that artillery focus from Team 2 was only on that. Same with the satellites as well. It focused a lot of Team 2's attention, but Team 2 could easily have gone after anything else. So that's more of a Team 2's lack of maybe we should go after something else versus Team 1 just focusing all of the attention over here. We had the Scathis built over here. That was destroyed. It was built. It was fired a few times. It was almost destroyed by gunships. It was then saved by ASFs, then destroyed by chickens. And then those chickens were killed, leaving a huge reclaim field here in the north. Cavat, his base was gone. He had nothing left to his name at that point. But he did its job. He did his job. He pulled most of those forces away. So many engineers, so many forces still being output and sent to the west here by Milf Hunter. And I think Toka was before this. But this one push from Telemazer, that was it. I did say earlier on that if Team 2 Zum holds, they probably will win the game. They might win the game. And if Telemazer breaks in, that would probably be it. And he broke in, and that was it. So, again, it's hard because the 4 remaining players on Team 1 did a very, very good job. But I think I have to give it to Telemazer just because this push, that was it. It was just a one and done, just push to the end. And that solidified the win here. Again, even bar the Scathis that still didn't break the shielding and the artillery didn't break the shielding in the north. It was cool, but Cavat did a very good job up here. He killed off Toka, but I just don't think it was it's just eked out just barely by Telemazer, I think, by this one solid push. But again, let me know down in the comments if I'm right or wrong, or kind of right, kind of wrong about my pick for MVP. Of course, if you haven't done so already, like the video and subscribe to the channel. Thank you so very much for watching this point in the video, and I encourage every single one of you who hasn't subscribed to do so. I really do appreciate all the support. And again, comment down below what your favorite moment was. Comment down below what I did wrong or what I did right. Let me know how I can improve and do better and learn from each and every one of my casts. Thank you so very much for watching to the end, and I will see all of you in the next one.